All right, welcome. So this episode should actually be full of stuff to do because now that I got that item, I know where I have to go. Won't that be amazing? And I even have something to talk about. There's been a bunch of stuff going on. The Birds of Prey movie, and now seemingly like a war between Birds of Prey and Sonic. And oh my word, it's interesting. So first of all, the Birds of Prey movie had a pretty garbage opening, I guess. And apparently they decided that the bad opening was because, well, no one knew what the movie was supposed to be based on. Oh crap, oh well. Based on the title. So now they changed the title. So instead of, what was it, Birds of Prey and the Fabulous or Fantabulous Emancipation of Harley Quinn, something like that. Now the title is like Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey or something, which is pretty bad. It's the only time I'm personally aware of. Oops, I'm curious. Nope, didn't work. Anyways, yeah, I'm not aware of any other time when a movie has had its name changed when it's still in the theater, or like right after being released in the theater. Like, sure, coming out on video, and there's some examples of that, but yeah, that's not a good sign. But the craziness started when people started attacking Sonic. And I thought it was actually a joke at first, because I saw images from Twitter, and some of them seemed kind of realistic in the way they were written. Like people saying, like, "Oh, I went to see the Sonic movie with my kids, and they hated it, so we went over to the Birds of Prey movie." And I'll get into a few different reasons why this is, well, a few different ways this is bad. But, oops. See ya. But, then they just kind of get ridiculous. Like, there are people claiming, like, oh, the Sonic movie was full of homophobic slurs. And, am I even going the right way? Yeah, it looks like this will be an easy way to go. Oops. And so they ran over to watch Harley Quinn. One person claimed, like, he was, like, accosted by white men who called him a faggot and spit on him. But they went over to the Birds of Prey movie and just felt so safe. And I know you're not supposed to say things like fag on Facebook. Yeah, I'm on Facebook right now, YouTube. But I'm also teeny tiny and no one seems to watch this playthrough anyways. So I think I can say anything I want and get away with it. Ice cream. Ooh. But yeah, not only is, and part of the reason why I thought it was a joke, was that then it got even more ridiculous. People were like, oh yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog like broke into my house and stole like all my beer, but Birds of Prey came over to make sure I was okay. Something stupid like that. But there are numerous problems. One being the way some of these things are written seems to imply these people are just walking out of one theater into another. So it's like you're not really supporting the movie or claiming the support here, because you're not buying a ticket, you're just walking over. People are saying, "Oh yeah, so I took my kids to see the Harley Quinn movie." Well, that movie is apparently a hard R for graphic violence, so good for the kids. And the final problem is like this stuff was coming out like a few days ago, except Sonic doesn't come to the theaters until this weekend. And I highly doubt that this is a bunch of people who were like doing the pre-screening stuff. Since I've never personally done a pre-screening, I don't know, but I have a feeling you can't just walk out of a pre-screening theater and into another theater to watch a different movie. But I could be wrong. I don't know. Just ridiculous. But it's okay. It's okay if you're offended by Sonic and his homophobia. Then Harley Quinn will be there to hug you and tell you it'll be okay. That's another thing. Like, you honestly think, like, Sonic is Sega's flagship character. You honestly think they would allow a bunch of homophobic slurs in the movie, like, especially in this day and age? Like, in the 90s, because they wanted to be edgy, they might have attempted to get away with oh, that's so gay. But nowadays, like, they'd be crucified. Like, there's no way that they would allow that in their movie. Okay. I think I went through that conversation faster than I was expecting. Now I gotta think of something else to talk about. Actually, I was talking to someone at work about video game soundtracks, especially dealing with Rockstar, because on my work playlist, "Hold the Line" by Toto came up, and that's in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And yeah, I had to. Well, I paused it to try to be polite because my supervisor was right beside my speaker, trying to talk on the radio. So I paused it, and then there was a tour coming, which I kind of poked fun at the guy I work with because the way he pronounces it, he like separates it into two syllables almost, so it's like tour. I once told him, like, dude, because he has to say it like 2 or 3 times before I figured out what he's saying. He got into it. He's like, "I'm speaking plain English." And I was like, "Well, maybe if you, or like, maybe that's the problem." He's like, "Fine, I'll say it in Spanish next time." Like, actually, if you went El Turo, I'd probably know what you're talking about. But anyways, so I got on the subject of video game soundtracks, which he didn't seem very interested in at all. But, oh well, I got 10 hours to kill, so I kept talking anyways. When Grand Theft Auto started becoming like a massive thing, I don't know if people realize just how much there was going to be, like, how much re-releasing things was going to be a big thing. Like, you can definitely see that TV was caught off guard. Like, in the 90s, they weren't thinking, oh, wow, people are going to want to re-release, like, the entire series so they can own it and watch it anytime they want, and then there's going to be digital distribution and all this kind of stuff. And that's all things that weren't in the original contracts, like, back for these shows, especially the shows from, like, the 90s and before. Which is why there's issues bringing some of these things. What's over here? Oh, okay. Bringing some of these things to home releases. You know, like, they get everything all set, and, like, the license owner for the music will be like, "Hey, you never said anything about digital when you first aired this show. We want more money." And then it just becomes this big argument where the company who wants to release the show has to decide, are we going to make enough money to make it worth make it worth buying a new license. And so Rockstar, you can kind of see that they didn't necessarily care about that. Like, they do everything on like a 10-year license, all their music on a 10-year license. I shouldn't say all the music. There's some music that apparently they were able to cheaply get a permanent license. But some songs were only on a 10-year, and as soon as that 10 years is up, like, they don't even try to renew it. They just like, oh, let me make sure I got the right armor on. Spike breaker. Like, oh, the 10 years is up. New versions of the game no longer have that music in it. But they really upset people a few years back with Grand Theft Auto 4. Like, the issue first came up with the re-releases of San Andreas because they removed some of the music. I think they did it on Vice City also. I'm not positive on that. But, like, the first issue with the San Andreas was that I wanted those last few. Son of a... No waste of time. Yeah, got it. Anyways, the first issue was just the horrible re-release. Nope.
Alucard, have you seen Richter?
There is a
Yeah, I killed him, and then I reset.
You were right about that.
I knew it. Where is he?
The one I saw was with the enemy. He called himself the Lord of this castle.
What? That's impossible. You're wrong. I have to go.
Nice talking to you. Mind if I sit? Relaxing. Alright, so anyways, the first issue of San Andreas was that they, yay, silver ring. When they made, like, the PS3 version of it, they, used the mobile version, which, yeah, had, better graphics, but it also had, hold on, I want to check something. Okay. Okay, that looks like a good way to go. And anyways, yeah, it had better graphics, but it was also missing a lot of features. And so people were already upset about that. But then, it was missing certain songs. And I can't remember which songs were missing, but, some of the songs that were missing were enough that it's like, nah, I already have it on PS2. I'd rather keep the same old graphics and have all the music. But when they really upset people was with the fourth game, which I'll admit, the newer games, I don't care nearly as much about the soundtrack. I know a lot of people still praise the newer games, like the games, I should say the games that take place modern day. Cats are chasing each other around. Like, there's still a lot of people who praise those soundtracks, and that's perfectly fine. It's just, I don't know, I love Grand Theft Auto as a period piece. And I love the nostalgia of, like, driving vehicles that look old while listening to music from decades ago. Like, that's Grand Theft Auto for me, personally. Yep, this is where I want to go. Oops. And so, you know, I still listen to the radio. The talk stuff's always hilarious. And I'll find certain songs I enjoy. It just I don't care nearly as much on the modern day ones. Man, Ripley's running around a lot. But then 10 years after the release of Grand Theft Auto 4, there was an announcement that their license ran out on a handful of songs. So people are like, okay, that's no big deal. It just means like the future digital releases are going to have those songs removed. Not a big deal. But then it was announced that, oh yeah, they're also going to release a patch. So if you update the game, even if you own the physical copy, it's going to remove those songs. And that really upset a lot of people. And in my opinion, kind of set a dangerous precedent of, hey, even if you own the physical copy, you don't own this game. Like, we can still do whatever we want to it. And that's part of the reason right there why I don't like the constant push to a more digital future for video games. But that's the way we're heading. And that's why I'm not super enthusiastic about keeping up with consoles. I don't know. I might do the... I don't even know anything about the Series X, the Xbox Series X. And then PS5, I don't know. I'll at least look into those. I might get them eventually. I'm definitely not running out day one. I don't have that kind of money. In room. Ooh. I can't move. They kept on, baby, I was like, is it broken? What happened? Hey. Oh yeah, I should change that back. Because this gives me better stats. That's what I was hoping for. So yeah, I might eventually get the next generation of consoles, but as it pushes more towards like a all digital, all streaming, I'm not interested as far as video games are concerned. There's thousands, I'm sure, of games from throughout the video game history that I have yet to fully explore, so I'll be fine. I don't need the newest stuff. Alright. Oh, I'm remembering part of this. I really, the use of like 3D and like 2D sprites, like I really enjoy
Alucard?
this.
That voice.
Oop.
Maria?
I'm sorry. You were right. He is with the enemy.
Richter Belmont.
That's a creepy thing in the
league with
background.
Dracula.
He must be under someone else's control. We can't hurt him, whatever we do.
But he must be stopped.
Yes, but can you? Then for all our sakes, show me that you will.
What? Ah! What was that? Holy! What? Jeez! Ah! Holy crap! I'm glad I saved. I don't know if I can beat her right now. Oh my word. Wrong button. Man, ice cream doesn't do much for you. Strong versus holy. Nanjaka. Oh my word. I keep on hitting the wrong button. Ooh, green tea. Yeah, that helped. Oh my word, that was
You're
close.
stronger than I am. You can save Richter. Will you? Please?
I can't promise that, but I will stop him.
If it must be that way. Here. I found these. Take them.
And these are?
Glasses.
If you wear them, you can see beyond illusions.
Thank you. I go to find Richter. Stay and pray for him.
I go to find Richter. So, how's it going? This is a pretty creepy room to just hang out in, but whatever. I'm doing all right on time. Good job, Tony. I might actually go for the Richter fight. See how long it takes me to get there. Trying to remember what I was even talking about. I know I was talking about like Grand Theft Auto and music. Oh, digital future. Yeah. I think I already said pretty much what I wanted to say about that though. Oh, so Stadia. You know, the council was supposed to usher us into the future. I don't know all the details because I didn't watch the videos. But it sounds like not only has that already failed, but if I understand correctly, like that's gone free to play. Let's see. I should. Okay, yeah, I'll warp. That'll be the fastest. There's that opening over there. Let me try. Holy crap! Those cats. What are you guys doing? Is this the way I want to go? Yes. Hi. What you doing? Psychopath? I don't even know if I can pass through that, I got money. Jeez. So with the Stadia, it had so many problems. Apparently, it couldn't follow up on like any of its promises. Let's see. Okay. So like it was supposed to there was like the free package and the premium package. I don't feel like fighting these guys. I thought that was gonna hit me for a moment. And like it was advertising sorry, I was watching them, didn't even notice I was running into the wall. Like it was advertising the 4K like 60 frames a second streaming, and first there was the issue of people like crunching the numbers and realizing that most companies, despite advertising unlimited data, cap you at a terabyte, and so they were saying that you'd use up all your data just streaming the games in like 60 hours, and like that wasn't accounting for any other stuff that you might want to do with the internet. And so that was already like a major issue. It's right there. Now I need to go up. Like, is there something right there? Oh, it's just that. Okay. I don't know how I got through that without getting hit. I should have probably saved. Gotta go up. Ah. Yeah, they might disappear. Who gives a crap? So there was already concerns of just using up your data too quickly. The next issue had to do with... okay, yeah, going across the top will be better. Had to do with what the thing was in general. Like, everyone... Actually, in there, this might work better. Everyone thought it was going to be like some kind of... No! Everyone thought it was going to be like a streaming service like Netflix for video games. And if that's what it was, it actually probably would have done fantastic. But then it was revealed that, no, this is just like it's an online store and... Son of a... Okay, I don't know how to get through that. Oh well. Now I kind of wish I had gone around, but oh well. So not only was it revealed that jeez. Not only was it revealed that it was like an online store, so you had to purchase the games to be able to play them. There is like no way to transfer, as far as I know. So basically, even if it was a game you already own, if you wanted to play it on Stadia, you had to buy it again. And you know, like some of these were old games. Like they had like the original Tomb Raider reboot, which was originally Xbox 360. So definitely not a brand new game. A game that I think is still well worth playing, but definitely not a brand new game. And the original listing, which I think they claimed was inaccurate, but it showed it at full price. Like it showed every game as $60. And the not transferable. Like you might think, well, of course not. But that was important because everyone was just basically like, you know, Google has a habit of starting things saying, oh, we're not making money, get rid of it. And what happens to all these games we're buying at full price? The other issues they're having, like they claimed like you can do it on, I don't know if it was any mobile device or just any Google Pixel device. But then it was only a very specific one, and eventually there would be like a firmware update that allowed you to do it with other Pixels. And then, then it was revealed that like almost none of the games that started off had that 60K ability. So like people are just like, or 60K. 60 frames in 4K. My word. 60K. Not yet. Someday.
Dracula rises once a century.
Oh, we already know this.
For each Belmont to shine, and then we're finished. Forgotten. If I bring him back now, the battle can last for eternity.
But yeah, it was pretty much every single thing that they claimed ended up either not being true or like, well, it'll happen eventually. We're just it's not ready yet. Oh boy. Oh, I wish I had more health stuff. There we go.
How inconvenient. But we've only just begun. The Master's ascension is at hand.
Sure. Ha 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 ha. Did I beat him? I think I did. Cool. That is awesome. You got a whole inverted version of the castle. The fact that they had to design every area of the game thinking, will this work upside down? Like, oh, that must have taken a lot of work.
No! What have I done?
You saved him, Alucard. Thank you so much.
There's a lot of emotion in that one.
Alucard? The Alucard?
The Alucard.
Can't be. That was over 300 years ago.
Never mind that.
I age well.
Is the man who controlled you in that castle?
Yes, I think so.
Maria, take Richter and leave here. I'll finish this.
All right. Good luck.
I like the art in the background. All right, I'm just going to try to find a save spot. I imagine there's one pretty close at hand. And then I'll call it an episode. But yeah, this is how the game has over 200.6%, I think, for a full playthrough. I'm not positive what the 0.6 is. Maybe that's the warp room. But the layout of the castle is the same. Holy crap! Oh my! I don't think I've ever seen it frozen, so I didn't realize that they actually had a depiction of Christ on there. All right, that's good to know. Man. Alright, well, I got a lot of life now. Alright, I'm not necessarily going to try for the whole 200.6. Oops. I mainly just want to get the good ending, so I need to at least get 196, I think it was. I think if I go straight across. It's trippy. And there should be a yep. All right. Well, cool. We are on our way to getting a much better ending than I got a few episodes back. Thank you very much for joining me. Until next time, my dear friends. Until next time.